Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Look at this table. It is going to be packed. These are all gifts. This was not a planned video, but I felt I wanted to do this before I move away. And these are for the ladies at my Thursday afternoon Bible study. Five of us total get together every Thursday at 1 o'clock. We have a 2-hour Bible study. One of the only times I get out of my house during the week. The other time is going to church. So yeah, I'm kind of home other than that. So I'm going to miss these ladies terribly. I've been going there for a long time. One of them has been my friend for many years, and the others for a couple years. So I'm going to miss these ladies, and I wanted to give them something special. And I figured, you know what? I have 4 different crosses. Let's do 4 different ways. They can choose whichever one they want when they're there. I do know Maria's favorite colors are black and white, so I'm going to do a black and white one because I know that's what she would want. So I'm going to do this one for her, even though, excuse me, she did, excuse me, oh my goodness. She does resin because of me. So many years ago when I met her and I was getting into resin, she had no idea what it was. Now she does resin, but she does things on large scales. She doesn't do small stuff. She does like huge clocks. She loves doing clocks, and she hasn't done it for a while, so I hope it inspires her to get back to it. I did give her one of my extra molds like this because she did see this one and wanted it. So I'm going to do this one for her in black and white because I think that's the only one that would kind of look decent in black and white other than the rest of them, just the way that they are. The other 3, the ladies can choose whichever one they want, so it's not specific to any person. But before that, I'm going to show you the colors. This is Living Earth, and this one is Galaxy Purple. This is in the new set I just got from Bobby Joe, so I will link that set. I'm going to do some of this one. I'm going to be brushing a lot, so I'm going to put you in a fast forward. This one's going to be this color. I'm not going to fill it with black, though. I'll be filling it with either a white or a cream. I don't know. I don't have all the details in my head. This one I'm just going to brush with Rolio Pearl White first. Go over that with crystal white, fill it with crystal white. This one, I'm going to use silver in the cross this time instead of the copper like I have been doing. I chose all of these colors. They'll be different than what I had done. I've done the other one twice with the blues and the grays. Now I want to do more of a wood theme, so I'm going to do browns, tans, creams, this burgundy, and a gray for that one. So we'll see how that looks. And then this one, I'm going to brush the whole thing with this Galaxy Purple, and then I will finish it with some gilding paint. I may put stones since I'm brushing this. This does have stones built in, but because I'm going to dull them down with the powder, I may put stones in them after the fact. We'll see. Now, in a comment I received recently, this may be the next viral thing that all of you are going to buy. Some of you probably already have it, but I do not. I did not know about it. I got these sticks, and they're called sticky sticks or something. They're made for ears. There's a lot in this package. And from what I understand, this thing will pick up all that little stuff in your molds. Excuse me, goodness. And after you pick it up in your mold, you wash this down with baby wipe. I just washed it down with alcohol because I don't use baby wipes. This thing got all these little bits out, unless they're already in some of these are in my silicone. And then I took a little paper towel. See all that stuff on there? You can use a baby wipe, it says, but I'm using alcohol and a paper towel. Wash it all off. I'm thinking I'm going to try this with the mica powders today. It only takes a second to dry, and then it's sticky again. Somebody said not only do these work over and over and over, the package will last you a lifetime because it's going to take you forever just to use the one stick. So I will link that. This could be the next huge breakthrough I get from a viewer. So I thank you for that, because right now already I can see it's going to work. It's getting the powder off. It's getting all these little specks I'm seeing off of my mold while I'm standing here looking at everything I missed. So that is super cool. links in the description box if you want to try it. They were not expensive at all. And if they last a lifetime, it's basically going to be free. Look at that. It's just picking up everything. Then you just, this is the third or fourth time I've wiped it off, and it's still working just fine. So they could be, oh, see, I got powder in here from showing you everything. And it just pulled it back up. So that is super awesome. Thank you so much for that little tip. I'm sorry I don't remember your name. You know who you are. Let me know in the comments who it was that told me about these. I went to remember the name, and then I'm like, it's been a few days since I tried to remember the name. I'm not good with names, you guys. And see, it just wipes off just like that, and then it dries in like a few seconds. So I'm going to flip these over. I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is the white. Let me just flip these over. I don't want to get powder in them. I am not going to hold you here watching everything, but for the first few minutes I will, just so I can let the new people who are just getting into resin figure this out. So just take yourself a fluffy brush. I'm going to first brush it with this crystal white because it's going to look beautiful, but this crystal white is not going to fill in all the spots. So that's why I pulled out, or this is the pearl white. That's why I pulled out the crystal white, so I can get that into all of the other spots, and then I will fill it with the white mica, just so it doesn't have any missing parts when I unmold it. So let's just, this one has a lot of detail, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to use the pressure pot or not. I might just leave them all on the table to cure all at the same time. That way I could finish them all in a reasonable amount of time today. Look at that. It's going to be gorgeous. Now this is a matte mold, and I love to brush powders on matte molds because then you can pick up that shine. It's going to pick up that beautiful shimmer, even though it's a matte mold. So now if you just mix this into the resin and poured it in a matte mold, it is not going to look good at all. It's going to look like a whole bunch of polka dots, because that's what this crystal is. It's just a bunch of little crystals. Now make sure you get onto all the sides. This one only holds a couple ounces. It holds like 3.5 ounces. It's very thin. It was made to be like a wall hanger, so it's not a thick mold. And you only pour up to these. You don't pour to the top of the mold. So I hope the ladies like them. I already know Maria's going to pick this one, even though I'm not going to tell Maria to pick this one. She's going to pick this one. I already know. But I hope the other ladies like the other ones. I'm going to miss them so much. So much. They're so sweet. They know so much. Lily is so knowledgeable. I love learning from her. Actually, we're talking about maybe me being on like a Zoom call on Thursdays, so I don't have to miss out. I just won't get to see their beautiful faces every week. And I think that's good. And now I'm just gonna, I don't even know why I brushed that off, so I'm just gonna go over it with this one. Just the best I can, not really worrying about every single spot. See, it's not barely sticking because it's already got some stuck to it. It's just going to enhance that white. Then I will tap it all out because there's so many crevices. Maybe I will put this, I don't know. I don't know. I have a small heat mat beside me as well as this large one under me. So I might just keep them on the table today. I don't know. We'll see. That one's good. Gorgeous. Let me move that aside. I'm going to go tap this out over the garbage, vacuum that up, and start the next. I'm going to use the wheat for the hands. Whoops, I just dropped my brush. But I just saw some stuff stuck in there. So this thing is awesome. So awesome. Maybe I'm going to save some money on some Q-tips for a change. I go through hundreds of those. I'm just going to brush the wheat on the hands part, and then I will brush the chameleon on the sleeves and the scroll work, I think. I don't know, this is the one I'm not like 100% about, but I'm just going to go with the flow and see what it looks like. I think it'll be fine. Those ladies, they're not picky at all. And then this one I will fill with probably, I don't know, I might fill it with this wheat color, just so it's not like a stark white with that chameleon. We're not going to get all the effects the chameleon can provide because we're not filling it with black, but I definitely did not want to fill this with black, put it that way. That looks pretty good. Well, let's see. I don't know that this little sticky thing is going to be effective for like all of this, because it's going to get dirty pretty quickly. But yeah, see how fast it gets dirty? So I'm just a little too messy. You know what? People are like, why aren't you using your method of alcohol when you're painting it on so you don't have so much cleanup to do? Well, you know, because I always forget. That's pretty much the reason why. So let's try it with this. So you just put a little alcohol. I haven't opened this one yet. Let me just get a knife. Come on. Put a little alcohol on your brush. And where's my alcohol at? Dip it in your powder. Not a lot, just get it wet, and it's more like a paint, and it doesn't go flying everywhere. Oh, look at that. That's not going to work in here because of the scroll work, so that totally stinks. Never mind. Maybe that's for just smooth parts like that. Now I got to let that, I'm going to let that dry, get a different brush here so I could go over that. So never mind, the alcohol trick does not work on bumpy surfaces. I hope all that's out. So let's just see, I drip it everywhere. Yeah, see how much better that goes on? I'm just gonna have to clean it up. But on a smooth surface, on like a machine made mold, yes, that does work. And it's a lot less cleanup if you do it that way, but with all this texture and everything on this molds, yeah, I can see why it's not going to work. Because I'm just kind of pushing it everywhere. Get that out of there. Just like that. And then I will clean everything up. I'm going to get them all painted. Let me do all that. This is going to take me some time because I want these to be as good as possible. And then we'll start mixing up some resin.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage. Colors are loud like they're breaking the cage. Sparkles explode in a radiant haze. Crafting a masterpiece that's gonna amaze. Glitz and glitter lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky. Dipped in gold with a stroke of flare. Diamonds shine in the midnight air. Glue and gems, they're my magic spell. Turning the ordinary into something to tell. Glitz and gold with a stroke of flare. Diamonds shine in the midnight air. Glue and gems, they're my magic spell. Glitz and glitter lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright.
I'm going to start with the two that I'm going to put in the pressure pot. I decided because there's so much detail in them. I want to try to get them perfect instead of, I can't really poke around on them because of the powder on there with a stick or anything. So I'm just going to try to get it everywhere and let the pressure pot do all the work. So I'll put these two in there and then I'll do the other two on the table. So I only mixed up 8 ounces to start with. One, for that one, the chameleon one, I'm going to put black in. So I'm going to use black alcohol ink. This one, I'm going to fill it with the white, like I said. But I'm going to dissolve my white first. I only need 3.5 ounces. I did not need that much powder. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's okay. We're going to just squirt a little alcohol in here. Get it dissolved so there's nothing, not that you would see it because we did paint the molds, but good habit to get into. You don't have to do this. I know alcohol is expensive, but you can just mix it really well if you don't want to use your alcohol for this. I'm just pouring 3.5 into this one because I don't think it takes an ounce over that. Get that poured in there. I'm just mixing it evenly now. No need to like go crazy. Don't need to vacuum chamber it because it is going in the pressure pot. So I'm going to drizzle it slowly into all these little crevices. Then when I have a good coat on there, I'm going to just fill it up. But I'm hoping I can get them all full. Get it around that channel on the edge. There are so many spaces in this one. It's a very hard mold to trim, but it's worth it to get all these crosses are, you could do them in so many different ways. And don't overfill them or you're going to end up having to trim between all of these spots and it's no fun. I think this is one is like 1/4 inch thick, nothing more. Down here is thicker, of course. You could see, you could tell from the molds. So just go to the first one of these silicone pieces that are keeping it empty. Don't cover the lowest one, put it that way. I think mine was 3.5. See, my lowest are sitting right up here, so I don't want to cover those. It was no fun to trim those last time, and if you got to trim, make sure they're soft. It'll be much harder to trim them if they're completely cured. I think that's good. I'm just going to pop this down into the pressure pot. Yep, that is perfect. I could probably scrape the rest in. Not an ounce more. Not even a 1/4 ounce more. I'm just going to spritz these bubbles. I'm going to move this over there. For this one, I'm just going to use this alcohol ink that gets black really, really quickly. And then you don't have to worry about pigment paste not getting mixed good enough in there. Look at that. That is like instantaneous. I love that stuff. Same thing I'm going to do to this one. Look at how black that got. A couple drops. Probably didn't even need that many. I think I put 4 drops in there maybe. It's just going to bring out the brightest color of this chameleon powder. I mean, I could have filled it with white. We would have gotten this color on the finished piece. But let's see what we get with the black behind it. I don't know how much this one holds. I'm just guessing this one. I'm going to try to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this one around to get it into all those little heads for the Last Supper. I think that's good. A lot of scroll work in here. I'm going to go slow. Of course, I got to go from a weird angle because I can't really move this very easily once it's full. That's why I'm doing it on my tray. Well, there we go. Took the rest of it. Perfect. So far, no extras. There we go. Now I'm going to mix up the next batch. I don't like to rush, so I'm just going to do a couple batches here. Pop the bubbles with alcohol. They're not popping. Some are just insistent, although they will in the pressure pot, but I don't want to take any chances. All right, I'm going to move this over. Guess what? You guys are getting a bonus on molding. I didn't want to waste the space that's empty in the pressure pot, so I quickly mixed up 20 more ounces of clear resin because I have a clear cross on order and a rose box on order that I have done before, same way. So I just dusted the rose and the stem with the chrome red and green because they wanted it exactly the same way as one that I have previously done. So I figured, you know what? They're pretty simple. I don't have a lot to do. I'm just going to pour them and use up the space in the pressure pot while I am turning it on. So, what is it catching on? I got to be able to move this. It's catching on something. Piece of silicone. So, let's pour these and then I can get that pressure pot under pressure. I'm just gonna roll it around a little bit. Since it's exactly the same, I didn't go through all the steps. I made it multiple times actually, because everybody's loving this rose jar. It is stunning. And then this mold, the cross, I had Don duplicate mine before it was too late. So we duplicated that. Let's see how it goes. Pouring it, hopefully it's just like the original one. So this is the chrome red and the chrome green. Then I cleaned it all up. So let's just fill this one up. Do the same thing. So since I don't have any finishing to do on these two, I figured I'm pretty safe to not be going to bed at 3 a.m. after they're done. Let's just fill this one up. Right there. That should be good. I don't think I'm gonna get, I don't usually get bubbles on that one, but I'm just gonna go around it just to make sure. See if anything pops out. I don't see anything. So if you're new to resin, and you don't know what a vacuum chamber is or a pressure pot, so the pressure pot is going to squeeze these bubbles under pressure for the next 6 hours. That way you can't see them to the naked eye. And then a vacuum chamber, which is what I'm going to use on the next two crosses, is going to pull the bubbles out of the resin. They're not popping, and I'm afraid to use this because it's going to start a fire, but let's try it anyway. So the vacuum chamber is going to pull the bubbles out of the resin before we pour it. And hopefully we don't make more bubbles when we're pouring it. Sometimes when you have something like this, you can see these bubbles are popping with mica powder in them. So what I typically do is just take a little stirring stick of some sort and I just mix that into the clear. And you really cannot tell because it's such a little amount. All right, I'm going to move these over and then we'll pour the cross. This one's pretty simple. I'm just going to fill it up. That's it. Fill it up and move it over. So let's see how this new mold does. Now, I have their original mold, which don't get confused with the new mold. The original mold, before they damaged it, has a butterfly and flowers in here. Some people are getting disappointed that theirs does not have that when they're buying the new one. So I'm pretty sure that was the part that got damaged on the original mold because they took it off their website for quite a while. Then they repaired it and then they put it back on the website. However, it is missing that butterfly and flowers on the inside. So just so you know, so you're not disappointed when you get it. And I hear they are also just selling the lid if you just want the lid. You don't have to buy the whole mold. All right, I'm going to move this over. I'm going to spritz alcohol into the butterflies here because there's usually a bubble in them. Yep, there it is every time. If a bubble gets trapped like that or up under the lip, the pressure pot cannot squeeze that because it's really just called a air pocket. Sorry, my brain just went dead. So it can't squeeze an air pocket. It can squeeze a bubble, but not an air pocket. I'm not going to completely fill it up. I have to carry it over there, but make sure you go around this one. It's going to have bubbles underneath. There's one. I go under mine many times, especially if they just want a plain one with no embellishments. I try to make sure that I don't have any bubbles in there. This one is still fairly clear for the next couple of pours, and then it'll go opaque and I won't be able to see under there. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over with my big, huge spatula and finish filling it up, and I will go around with the bubble wand one more time before I put everything under pressure, and then I'll mix up some more resin. I think I'm going to mix both of these with white. Now I did powder this Isaiah one with white allium by Laura's Art Corner, and it's got like a bluish tint to it. So I did do that at the last minute. So I think I'm just going to do white for both of them. Just mix it all together, get it in the vacuum chamber, get those bubbles out, and then we'll pour them both just like that so we can get the colors that we're seeing on the mold right now and not change them at all. There's my stir stick here. So I have, what do I have here? 14 ounces mixed up. This one takes 8, that one takes, no, this one takes 8, this one takes 6. All right, I'm just gonna add some resin to this and then add this to the resin. Get that all mixed in there and then mix it over there. So I'm going to let these cure pretty naturally for the first couple hours. And then I will probably put that on the heat mat when the other ones come out of the pressure pot. I'll heat mat everything so they're all ready together. There is that. Little pieces of paper towels everywhere. Now I did not scrape the sides and the bottom, totally forgot, so let me do that now. I should have done that before I added the color, otherwise you can't see. If you have unmixed to get rid of, it should be fine, but try to do that before you add color. That looks good. Let's get her over to the vacuum chamber.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye.
Now we are ready to pour. We should be good. I'm going to pour it slowly too because of this center section I want filled up. That should be good. Like I said, I don't want to poke around with any kind of stick because of all the powder. This one takes quite a long time prior to pouring, but then you don't really have a lot of finish work. So basically, on the pieces that I do, either the finish work was all at the end or it's all in the beginning, and this one happens to be all in the beginning. A little bit more over here. And then we'll do this one, get it into the hands first. The only thing we have to do on these two when we unmold is to fill in those words. And I'm not sure what color until I unmold. I really don't plan that far ahead. Get the scroll. It should be perfect. I don't have any extras today. Just gonna grab me a curved spatula and we're gonna get it all out. Every drop is gonna fit. That's awesome. I did pretty good today, not too bad. So instead of the extras, you get the 2 bonus unmoldings today. All right, I'm going to clean up. I'm going to pop some bubbles, kind of babysit these for a while. Get these popped. And if anything pops up, I will pop them. So check out the comment of the day. See you in a sec. Are you ready to see everything? I'm so excited. Okay, what should we start with? Let's start with the cross. Let's see how Manu molded. Hopefully no bubbles. Oh, no bubbles, no bubbles. All right. It came out perfect. Let me set that aside. I should have made one a long time ago. I could have done 2 at a time. Just need a little trimming. No big deal. Is that a bubble? Ah, one tiny little bubble right there. That totally stinks. So, yeah, we'll see if she still wants it. If not, I will finish it and put it on eBay. One tiny, tiny, tiny bubble. Okay, let's get this one out. And being a matte mold, doesn't really matter if you touch the inside because it's not going to hurt anything. I had to chop this whole mold up so it would fit in my pressure pot. It looks terrible, but it works, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There we go. A little soft, but looks good. Fits perfect. All right, cool. Let's get this one undone. Since these were basically the 2 extras today anyway. I should have gloves on for these, but I'll be careful. There it is, sparkling and gorgeous as usual, not a bubble in sight. That is just amazing to me. I just can't get over things like that. It's crazy, weird how that works. Did I do good? I did good. Okay, no bubbles on that one. Let's get this one out. So nothing going to be done to these 2. I do have more of these to make. There is your red and green. Beautiful. I love this box. Here's the sides. Very sparkly. matte, it's a matte finish on there, but I think it goes well with the box. So you can actually see it. All right, well, this one's on top, so this one's coming out first. Let's get, I think this is the Isaiah one. Yep, Isaiah 41:10. Oh, that came out nice. You see that little iridescence to this? Love that. So pretty. So pretty. All I need to do is fill in. I do have to trim the back, of course, so nobody gets cut. Fill in those words. I don't know what color. Maybe gold, I'm thinking, because I don't have any kind of blue like that. So that's that chameleon blue under white. So it doesn't change much under white. If I put it under black, it would have changed. So that one came out good. Let's put that up here. This is the chameleon pink one. Let's pull this out. Oh, look at that. It came out like pink purple. Oh, that is pretty. And all the people came out. The scroll work came out. Oh, that looks nice. I might put stones in here just to give it a different color. I will probably highlight the scroll work and the people. So yeah, okay. Next. Okay, this one is the thinnest. So it is going to be the softest. So let me pull it out this way so I don't break it in the meantime. I do see some trimming to do, but look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, look, it's thin enough. It's going to pop right out for me. But while it's warm, I need to get the thicker parts out up here by the angels. It's where I had to do it before. But on that matte mold, you could see that gorgeous, gorgeous sparkle. Just need to flick these pieces out, driving me crazy seeing them right there. But this is a very thin piece, so it takes a lot longer. A lot of people I see on Facebook are wondering why their resin is still soft after a few days. Well, you're probably making really thin pieces, just like this one is. And this one's going to take several days, which it will be several days anyway before I give it to her. Just pull that out. But I definitely, and the other thing is you want to trim it while it's warm. However, this particular cross, you don't want to break it in half while you're trying to trim it. So I have to be really careful because it's thinner here. Right here is the thickest part of the mold because, I don't know, that's the way the original was. So all these crosses need a little bit of cleanup. But I will do that while I'm finishing them. Okay, 3 for 3. Let's see what this one looks like in some new colors. I'm so excited to see this one. I'm gonna have to make this one for my new house. Ooh, that's nice. I like it. What do you think about those colors? I wonder who's gonna pick what. I mean, I know Maria's gonna pick that one. Should I guess? I'm going to guess. Let's see if I'm right. I don't know if I'll be able to tell you, though. Maria's going to pick this one. Becky's going to pick this one. I think Yolanda's going to pick this one. And I think Lily's going to pick this one. Let's see if I'm right or I'm wrong. I hope I'll be able to tell you. I should be able to tell you. I don't know. We'll see when the video gets edited, as opposed to when they pick them. All right, cool. I'm going to trim, resin restore, highlight, and bling out. So enjoy this next song, especially you four beautiful ladies.
In the back room glow by the resin shine, Michelle stood smiling with a careful hand in time. Glitz and glitter on her apron, gold dust on the floor, 4 little crosses drying by the studio door. One for Lily first, wise as Sunday rain. One for Becky laughing, German joy and sparking flame. One for Yolanda praying through the night. One for Maria holding tight to his word and light. And every brushstroke said what her heart can't say. She's packing up her pieces, but she's praying them this way. 4 little crosses, 4 dear names, 4 little crosses, love stays the same. Lily, Becky, Yolanda, and Maria stay in his grace. Michelle will miss you every single day. Lily leaves the table with a steady hand. Becky rides beside her like she always understands. Yolanda lifts a prayer up right when tears start to rise. Maria smiles and reminds them the Lord still keeps his promises alive. Now boxes by the doorway and a truck out front. Michelle looks at the studio and feels that moving ache in her lungs. But she sealed her blessing in each cross, plain and true. Best health, joy, and happiness for their families too. And every piece she made was a little goodbye, a faith-filled kind of leaving with a tear in her eye. 4 little crosses, 4 dear names, 4 little crosses, love stays the same. Lily, Becky, Yolanda, Maria stay in his grace. Michelle will miss you every single day. From one town to the next, she'll carry you along in every whispered prayer and every workday song. If miles get long and the seasons change, that little studio blessing will still call your names. 4 little crosses, 4 dear names, 4 little crosses, love stays the same. Lily, Becky, Yolanda, Maria stay in his grace. Michelle will miss you every single day. 4 little crosses held in golden light, 4 little crosses for their hearts tonight.
I am all done. So that was fun. That took me a while to do that one, but well worth every second. Didn't do anything to this except trim, resin, restore, and I filled that little tiny hole in. Like if you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't even really recognize that it was a little bubble, but everything else looks good. Love it. Same thing with this one. Trimmed, resin restored everything. So that one was done. So for this one, I filled it in with gold. And then I took the same gold and I just kind of aged it a little bit so it wasn't so stark. I put it on the top and the bottom. I didn't put any in here, but I did put it on those rough edges. That looks like stone. I put my name on the back for them so they never forget me. Here's the purple pinky one. So gilding paint for all the silver. And I put the clear diamond rhinestones all the way around in that channel. Now, I pulled my regular size glue out because that channel and the stones were pretty much the same size. So I wanted to make sure that the glue was touching the stones when I dropped it in there. So that one came out pretty good. Oh, I have an extra stone right there that doesn't belong. Get that out. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm anxious to see who picks what. I did put my name on the back of all of them with some glue. And I just glued it to the back, and that one stuck a little crooked, but that's okay. I know this is a little unconventional, and some of you might not like the black on there, but I know that Maria is going to love it, because that is exactly what she would do to this, probably if she made one for herself, which she can because she's got the mold. So I just highlighted the things I would normally highlight in silver or gold, but she does not like gold. So I just did it in black, highlighted the edges in black, so I think she's going to like it. And here is this one. The only thing I had to do was fill these words in. I tried to do a silver, but it blended too much. So I had to go with like a gray black because that's what I had for a deep color in there. So I hope they like it. I hope everybody likes at least one. There's the name on the back, so that's just drying. That's it for today, guys. If I got pictures of them, I will put them here at the end so you could see who chose what. And if they wanted to be in the picture, I will put their name. Otherwise, I didn't get pictures and they didn't want to be on YouTube. So you'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, I hope you have a blessed day. Stick around for those pictures. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love